Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. I am Arif and I welcome you all to this new session. Well, to access the notebook for today's session, you can access course page on my personal website arifbut.me. You can click the appropriate notebook under the lecture resource column to view it in Jupyter NB Viewer and can run it online on Binder. The other way to download it from a course GitHub account, Arif PUCIT, and here is the public data science repository. Well, this is the Jupyter Notebook dashboard running locally on my machine at port 8888, and here is the notebook for lecture 2.9 of the second module, Basic Python Programming, for the course titled Tools and Techniques for Data Science. My dear students, there are scenarios in programming where we need to make a decision, and based on that decision we want the flow of execution to move to one block of code or the other. And this is what the agenda of today's notebook is. We will see and understand the branching constructs available in Python, the if else, nested if else, and the if ELIF ladder. Remember, Python does not support the switch case statement like C, C++, and Java. However, you can implement a switch case in Python using if ELIF ladder as well as using a dictionary mapping. So let's start playing. My dear students, before we start, just as a recap, remember the difference between a Python expression and the Python statement. An expression is some code that evaluates to a value, anything that can appear on the right side of the assignment operator. For example, a mathematical or relational expression, or maybe a function call. On the contrary, a statement is an instruction that can be executed. Well, most programming languages like C and C++ use braces to define a block of code. Python use indentation. A single white space can be used for indentation in Python. Python uses normally 4 spaces as indentation by default. Whenever you press a tab in Jupyter Notebook cell, by default it indents the code by 4 spaces, and pressing a shift plus tab will reduce the indentation by 4 spaces. So please remember, do not give unnecessary spaces. It will cause an error, indentation error. And whenever you want to have a block, that is after this colon, you need to give an indentation, and if you don't give an indentation in this case, it will also flag an error. Okay, so let's talk about branching, one of the most powerful feature of programming language, and it allows you to make decisions and execute different set of statements based on whether one or more of the condition is true. And first of all, we are going to talk about the if statement. It is shown over here in this flow chart. If the condition is true, you move to this sequence of execution, and if it is false, this portion of code or these statements will not be executed. And this condition over here, this can be a value, a variable, or maybe an expression. And do note that after the condition you need to put a colon over here. And after this colon, whatever block you want to execute, if this condition is true, you indent that portion of code. Make it your habit to get help from Python So this is the help about the if keyword. So this is a very basic example. If this condition evaluates to true, this line will be executed, and this line will be executed in all cases. So if this condition is true, which is right now, both these lines will get executed. And now the true block of code will not get executed. Well, the simple if statement shown above tells us that if a condition is true, it will execute a block of statements, and if the condition is false, it won't. But what if we want to do if the condition is true and do something else if the condition is false? And for this we have the else keyword. And this is the syntax. If this condition is true, these two statements will get executed, and if this condition is false, the else block will get executed, and the remaining code will come up over here, which will execute otherwise. So this is a basic example in which I prompt the user to enter a number using the input function, Python built-in function. And if the number is even, I print this statement. If the number is odd, I print this statement. And finally, in both the cases, whether the number is even or odd, this print statement will get executed. Let me run it, and let me enter 5, press enter, and of course 5 is an odd number. Another point to remember is that this input function by default returns a string which has to be casted to any data type as per your requirement. Well, this is another example in which inside the condition I am using two variables. I hope this makes sense. Okay, the difference from the if-else structure mentioned above and a ternary operator is, a ternary operator behaves something like this. It is a single statement. Well, either this expression will be executed or this expression will be executed. If the condition is true, this expression or this value will be assigned to this variable RV, and if this is false, this value will be assigned to this variable RV. So this is what a Python ternary operator is. Let me execute it, and since age is 9 over here, 9 is greater than or equal to 18, this is false, so this value will be assigned to this variable. On the contrary, if this condition is true, this value will be assigned to this variable. Here is another example. If the number contains a value which is even, that is, this condition evaluates to true, this value will be assigned, otherwise this value will be assigned. Let me create this variable, number, and assign it a value. Let's suppose 3, and you see this is the number 3 is odd. Note the use of the format method of the string class. Okay, let's move on to the nested if else. Python do allows us to nest the if statements within the if statements. So this is an if statement. If it is false, the execution move on this path. If this is true, we have another if statement. If it is false, we move on to this path. If it is true, we may move on to another condition or may execute this statement and move ahead. Okay, so this is an example code. Can anybody tell me what it will do? Well, what it will do is it will prompt the user for the age. If the age is greater than or equal to 18, it will again prompt the user, do you have the national ID card? If the answer is yes, a capital Y or a lower Y, it will say welcome, you can vote. And if the age is greater than or equal to 18, but you do not have a national ID card, it will say, since you do not have a CNIC, you cannot vote. And if the age is less than 18, it will print this statement. Let me run it, and let me say I am 51 years old, and let me say that I do not have a national ID card. So it will say, since you do not have a CNIC, you cannot vote. My dear students, these nested if-else statements are a bit confusing to read and error prone as well. It's good to avoid nesting whenever possible. Or if at all you want to nest, limit it to 1 or 2 levels at the most. Okay, so ladder of if-elif statements. Python also provides an elif keyword, the short of else if of C and C++. And this is used to chain a series of conditional blocks. The conditions, remember, are evaluated one after another from top to bottom. If this condition is true, you move on to this path. If this is false, then this condition will be evaluated. If this is true, you move on to this path. If this is false, you move on to this condition. If this is true, you move on to this path, and otherwise you move over here. One point you need to remember is, if there are multiple conditions which are true, let's suppose, only that portion of code, that block of code will be executed which comes under the first condition. And let me show you this thing in an example. Okay, this is a very basic examples. Ask the student to enter subjects of a marks. If marks are greater than or equal to 85, grade is A. If it is between 80 and 85, it is A minus, and so on. So let me run it, and let me say that I have got 43 marks. So it says that you have a bad grade. Okay, so let's see this. Now if you closely observe this code, the variable a number contains 15, and as per this logic, this condition evaluates to true because 15 is divisible by 3, and this condition also evaluates to true because 15 is divisible by 5 as well. However, when I will execute this code, only this statement will be executed. So this is the point which I was highlighting above. One more point, you may omit a bracket over here, or you may put a bracket over here. Normally I prefer using a bracket because this makes the code more readable. Anyway, and this is also an example where we have a number 15 and it is divisible by 3 and 5, and this is the same example as over here, just a repetition. And you can also add an else block within an if-elif, and this else block will be executed if none of the condition evaluates to true. So in case we have a 73 in the variable number, it is not divisible by 2, it is not divisible by 3, and it is not divisible by 5 as well. So this block of code will get executed. Okay, so another example, you can of course use the not, and or operators. Piece of cake. Finally, the pass statement. My dear students, so this is a pass statement. It is generally used as a placeholder whenever the user doesn't know what code he or she wants to write when a condition is true or false. So you simply put a pass statement over here. So this is actually a no operation instruction. So you can use it in loops, function definitions, class definitions, and inside the if statements as well. And this is the use of the pass statement inside an if else. Okay, so that is it. Please do check out whether you are able to answer these questions to check out the concepts that we have discussed in this notebook. Well, my dear students, make changes in this notebook file, play with the given sample code snippets, and let your curiosity run wild and perform a scuba diving to understand Python's selection structure. I hope today's session was informative for you all. If you have liked it, please subscribe my YouTube channel and share it with your friends. I wish you all the best, happy learning, and Allah Hafiz.